think, of the old FJ60 LS swap. I had to run it back to, or not run it back to, but took it over to get some exhaust work done on it, just to get some crossover pipe stuff done, because I don't really know how to do any of that stuff, so I had to pay someone. It's probably the biggest cost on this whole thing, but it is what it is. Anyways, you might be hearing something kind of rumbling in the background. This is it, running and driving. I just got a couple more things to button up on her, and then yeah, see if it'll actually go and drive around a little bit. Alright, so there it is. It runs and it drives. I didn't record it driving in, but it came back into the shop. So I'm really happy with this side exhaust. Just hole saw and then slam the pipe out right there. So this came out pretty nicely. I just threw this heat wrap on here, and then I also threw some heat wrap down lower, because this reflective stuff here, that's the fuel lines. I just threw that on, that reflective stuff on it, and it actually goes down further in the exhaust. I wish I had a flashlight, but I put heat wrap on the exhaust all the way up there as well, just to keep these fuel lines from catching on fire. So hopefully that helps. I'm trying to think if there's anything else other than, I mean, just got this O2 sensor thrown in here, so now it can run a closed loop circuit and learn on itself. The only major leak I ran into was the transmission spraying fluid out where the cooler lines plug in, so I think I just forgot to tighten those down. I tightened them down, and just now when I drove it up, I'm not spraying fluid everywhere, so I think that was the issue there. Remounted the water windshield sprayer dude here, because it used to be back where the exhaust is kicking out the side, so it's just being, you know, engineerically held on right now with these engineerically satisfied tie downs. My battery hold down, the original Toyota one was gone, so I just threw on this dude from something else, and then threw on this is actually the Turbo 400 governor lid. I didn't need it anymore, so I threw it on here just to keep the battery down. So it's not coming up at all. It might shift sideways a little bit, but yeah, it's not really going to go anywhere, I can't imagine. But yeah, so there's that. I got this blower fan hooked up and it actually works, so I figured I'd use that if it starts getting really warm under here. I can turn that on and it should suck fresh air in. Alright, so I think the plan for this video is I'm just going to go through and finish buttoning some stuff up. I'm trying to think of what I actually need to do. Oh, I'm still running into clearance issues. I don't know if you guys can see in here or not, but this is the only clean spot under here, so that tells me it's hitting still. And I mean, you can definitely hear it when I'm turning and backing up, and anything other than driving forward, it's hitting. So I'm gonna have to clear some of this out, and then same thing on the other side. So we got a little bit more clearance to do here and right here, and I see some clean, so I might actually have to just cut a whole bunch out from here down, unfortunately. And I imagine it probably would have been fine if I didn't hit the freaking tree, so because that just pushed this whole side in, which really jacked it up. But it is what it is, I suppose. Other than that, I'm trying to think of what else I've got to do. I think I'll probably change the fluids, get new transmission fluid in there, a new filter. Yeah, and we'll go from there. Hopefully by the end of this video, I'll actually have this thing ripping around. And that's kind of the goal for this weekend, is to see if we can actually break something and figure out where the next weak point is. So yeah. Something I realized I need to do is I need to make a little spacer for my bump stops, because I'll show you guys real quick. problem I'm running into. Grab a flashlight real quick. So, we're underneath here, and there's these two. There's this gash here, and then this piece here, right on the tip of my finger, that shiny spot. That's nice, clean aluminum because of this drive shaft flange. So that's actually hitting all in here. So, or actually I think, oh, the ear actually hit that piece there. So just barely nicked it. Can I turn this guy over? Yeah, it's like, oh, just right on the ear is where it hit. So yeah, basically I took the bump stops out, which were sitting right here. So I'm basically just gonna space that down a little bit, and hopefully it'll get away from the oil pan a little bit more. So, and if anything, it just keeps it from totally punching a hole through. But we'll see. This is only a 1/2 inch piece of plate steel, so we'll find out, but we'll give it a shot and go from there. And if anything happens, well, then it happens. Alright, so now that I got all that stuff done, I'm gonna got the Landcruiser loaded up and take her out, make sure all my, I don't like just chain it to the frame, bumper, whatever hitch, but it's gonna do for now. Anyways, let's go out to the reservoir and see what she'll do, see if we can break anything. So after that little bit of fun, everything seems to be running just fine. However, I was watching our transmission temps creep up and up and up. So we're sitting at about 220 right now. So I'm gonna just let it idle and cool off a bit before getting back on it. So, but everything else is running real smooth. I'm holding good pressure on everything. Earlier, there's a bunch of ATF sprayed all over everything, so it was smoking pretty good, but it's going away now. But she's running still. Only thing is, just gotta let that transmission cool off a little bit. Yeah, but nothing else seems really going too bad. I'm not leaking transmission fluid anymore. I was earlier. Still a little bit of wetness under here, but it could be that mud and water steaming off. So. Sweet. Alright, so after causing some serious carnage, the Toyota continues to live. I was leaking out transmission fluid earlier. I can't remember what I told you guys last time, but kept hammering down. But aside from the Yoda, it still is going strong as ever. Just getting some lunch in me now, but there's a good amount of people out here today. So let's go ahead and go check out some more carnage. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rigs pulling this guy out nice and slow. So that's it for all the carnage. I'm gonna get this thing loaded up and call it a day out here. Okay, made it back to the house. Surprisingly, it stayed on the trailer, so that's good. But anyways, just a quick little, this was a good run today, figuring out what the bugs are, kind of working those out. The biggest thing, just the transmission, getting it to stay cool, so I will end up needing to plug in my AC condenser as a transmission cooler. And then I'm trying to think what else. I gotta maybe figure out a good way to hook up this spring so it has more springiness to it, because yeah. But regardless, I'm trying to remember what else I had that was going wrong. But anyways, I think we're gonna call it on that one for this video. Do got some stuff to do. Oh yeah, I do need like add a bumper and some other stuff, but yeah, hopefully we'll get to that throughout the week, and then maybe get another video next weekend or something. We'll see. I don't know. But anyways, thanks you guys for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed it, you know, feel free to watch the beginning of the build on this thing, and you can follow it through if you want. We'll catch you guys on the next one.